The story kicks off with us seeing a 40-year-old woman named Josefina. She's a nun and runs a girls' hostel. While she's there, she gets a call and finds out that her dad passed away back in her village. She also learns that her sister's 15-year-old son, Alexander, is all alone now. He used to live with his grandpa because his mom ditched him when he was just a kid. Josefina, being a nun, had decided to spend her whole life as one. But now she's got this huge responsibility to take care of her nephew. So she decides to leave her nun life behind and quits her job at the hostel. After that, Josefina prays to God and looks at a picture of her nephew when he was little. The next day, Josefina takes a train to her village and goes to her father's funeral. That's where Josefina meets her nephew, Alexander, who's completely heartbroken over his grandpa's death. As a kid, Alexander never had his mom's or dad's love. His grandpa was the only one who took care of him, and now he's gone too. So, Alexander has to live with his aunt Josefina, who he barely knows. That night, Josefina brings tea and cookies to Alexander, but he refuses to eat. Josefina tells him, "We have to live together now, so don't give me a hard time." After hearing that, Alexander starts drinking the tea. Meanwhile, Josefina notices a cut on Alexander's foot. She takes him to the bathroom and cleans his wound. That's when Josefina realizes that Alexander hasn't showered in days and his body smells. So, Josefina gives him a good bath. After that, she takes Alexander to his room and puts him to sleep. The next day, a woman from an NGO comes by. She tells Josefina that if she can't take care of Alexander, she should give him to them. They'll put him in an orphanage so a good family can adopt him. But Josefina tells the woman not to worry, saying she's staying right there and will take good care of Alexander. Later, Alexander talks to Josefina about the woman. Alexander says he doesn't want to go to an orphanage. She says they'll talk about it later. Josefina is totally confused. She thinks that if she gives Alexander to the woman, he might get a family, but Alexander won't be happy, and it would be a betrayal to him. Thinking all this, Josefina gets lost in her thoughts. Meanwhile, Alexander skips school and goes to hang out at his friend's house. When Josefina finds out, she gets really mad at Alexander. That night, while Josefina is sleeping, Alexander comes to her bed. He tells her he had a bad dream and was so scared he wet his bed. But Josefina doesn't want Alexander to sleep with her. But even though she doesn't want to, Josefina has to let Alexander sleep with her. As she's sleeping, Josefina starts having bad thoughts about Alexander. She can't stop thinking about how she was bathing him with her own hands. The next morning, Josefina is praying to God. Josefina feels like she's attracted to her nephew Alexander. She asks God for forgiveness and begs him to show her a way out. Josefina is really stressed out about this because she's very religious. Even so, she's having a hard time controlling herself. After school, Alexander comes home and Josefina sees the dirt on his feet. She takes him to give him a bath. She bathes Alexander with her own hands. She says they'll go to the doctor tomorrow. That night, Josefina starts having bad thoughts about Alexander again. All she can think about is that. To punish herself, Josefina ties a metal wire around her leg so she's in pain. Whenever Josefina has these kinds of bad thoughts, she punishes herself like this. Josefina prays to God and asks for forgiveness for whatever bad she thought while bathing Alexander. The next day, Josefina takes Alexander to the doctor. After examining Alexander, the doctor gives him some medicine. Then they both go back home. Josefina takes really good care of Alexander, which makes him happy. The next day, Josefina has to go to the city for work, but she can't leave Alexander alone, so she takes him with her. Josefina takes the train to the city and then goes to the hostel where she used to work with Alexander. She meets the other nuns and tells her senior nun about her situation. She also tells her how she's feeling about Alexander. The senior nun tells Josefina, "I know you had to take care of Alexander after your dad died, but don't lose hope and keep praying to God. And learn to control yourself. I know it's not easy." After this, Josefina takes Alexander and goes back to her hometown. That night, while sleeping, Alexander tells Josefina, "Can you rub my back until I fall asleep?" Josefina agrees and starts rubbing Alexander's back, but Josefina starts to feel something weird inside. Meanwhile, Alexander falls asleep, and Josefina falls asleep next to him without even realizing it. The next morning when she wakes up, she sees that she was sleeping right next to Alexander. Seeing this, she gets really mad at herself. But Josefina can't stay away from Alexander even if she wants to. As time goes by, Josefina gets even more attracted to Alexander. She can't control her feelings. Josefina used to be a nun, so she never had any experience like this with a boy or a man. But ever since she started living with Alexander in the same house, her suppressed desires started coming out, and she couldn't control them herself. During this time, Josefina gets a phone call. She's told that Alexander's mom, who is Josefina's sister, is coming home the next day. She wants to take her son with her now. Hearing this, Josefina gets really stressed. She calls a lawyer and asks if Alexander's mom can take him with her. The lawyer says that if Alexander wants to live with his mom, no one can do anything about it. Josefina doesn't want Alexander to go with his mom. After all, his mom abandoned him a long time ago. Josefina takes Alexander out to hang out and go shopping, so that when his mom comes to get him, he'll want to stay with Josefina. The next day, Alexander's mom comes home and asks Josefina about her son. Josefina says that he's at school. Then Alexander's mom tells Josefina, "I was forced to leave my son, but now I've divorced my husband and remarried, and my life is going well. So I want to take my son Alexander with me." Alexander's mom gives Josefina her card and says to tell her son to call her when he gets home. After that, she leaves with her new husband. A little while later, when Alexander comes home from school, Josefina doesn't tell him that his mom came to get him and left her number. That night, when Alexander is sleeping, Josefina goes to him and looks at him lovingly. Then she sits near Alexander's feet and starts crying. The next morning, when Alexander's school bus comes to pick him up, Josefina purposely doesn't wake him up. She's scared that if Alexander goes to school, his mom might come to meet him there. When Alexander wakes up, he gets mad at Josefina because she didn't wake him up. He says angrily, "Today's my football match and I have to go, so I'll have to take the bus." Josefina tells him not to go alone. Then Alexander says to Josefina, "If you care about me so much, then buy me a phone." After this, Alexander goes to school alone by bus and plays football. After the match is over, he talks to a girl that Alexander likes. Josefina is also there to watch the match. Josefina gets jealous when she sees the girl talking to Alexander. Then she goes to Alexander, and they both take the bus back home. On the bus, Josefina gives Alexander a phone, and he's super happy to get it. The next day, Alexander's mom comes to meet him at school. She tells him all about what's been going on with her and why she had to leave Alexander. They talk a lot. Alexander's mom also introduces him to her husband, and then the three of them go out for lunch together. Alexander's mom wants her son to live with them now. She tells Alexander, "I came to your house a few days ago, but you weren't home. I even left my number, but you never called." After this, they drop Alexander off at home. That night, Alexander wonders whether he should go with his mom or not. He takes out his photo album and sees that he doesn't have a single picture with his mom. This makes him really sad. He feels that he shouldn't leave Josefina alone because she took care of him for so long. After this, Alexander goes to a party at his friend's house. At the party, he meets that same girl. They talk and then kiss each other. Then Alexander drinks a lot at the party, and he gets so wasted that he can't go home alone. So Alexander's friends drop him off at his house. Josefina brings Alexander inside the house and gives him a bath to get him sober. During this, Alexander kisses Josefina, but Josefina slaps him. The next day, Josefina prays to God and asks for forgiveness for her mistakes. Just then, Alexander is leaving the house with his stuff. When Josefina asks him why he's leaving, he says he's leaving the house now. He asks Josefina, "Why didn't you tell me that my mom came to get me and left her number?" To this, Josefina says, "I like you and I didn't want you to leave me." She continues, "I love you and I can't live without you." But Alexander doesn't listen to her and leaves the house. He gets in the car with his mom and leaves, and Josefina watches him go with teary eyes. Alexander's mom takes him to a hotel, but Alexander doesn't like how his mom and stepfather are treating him. When Alexander asks them to go out for dinner, his mom tells him to take some money and go eat outside, saying they're not hungry. Hearing this, Alexander gets angry and realizes that he made a huge mistake by coming here. Alexander leaves and takes a bus to go to Josefina. Meanwhile, Josefina is shown to be in a state of shock after Alexander leaves, but she decides to change herself so that people will like her. Josefina puts on a nice dress and goes to a bar and meets a man there. They talk, and Josefina drinks way too much and gets super drunk. The man says, "I'll take you home," but Josefina says, "I want to stay with you," showing that she's interested in him. So the man puts Josefina in his car and leaves. He takes Josefina to a deserted place, and they both kiss. Josefina is enjoying it, but then she realizes that this is all wrong. She tells him to stop, but the man can't control himself and does something bad to Josefina. After this, he drops Josefina off near her house and leaves. Josefina somehow gets inside the house. Seeing her condition, Alexander quickly brings her inside and gives her a bath with his own hands. Before, Josefina used to bathe Alexander, but today, Alexander is bathing her. Basically, Josefina, who was attracted to Alexander, wanted to live with him. She had weird and bad thoughts about Alexander that she couldn't stop, even if she wanted to. Josefina used to pray to God and ask for forgiveness for her mistakes. But when Alexander left her, she was completely heartbroken. And because of this, Josefina's own life was ruined. If Josefina had stayed a nun, none of this would have happened to her because the environment there was different. But ever since she came to live with her nephew, she was attracted to him. And just like all human beings, Josefina also had needs. This time when she liked a man, her experience was pretty bad, and something wrong happened to her. And with this, the movie ends. Thanks so much for watching the video this far, you guys. Please like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Take care.